Hello, my name is Tykia Dudley, and I will be discussing the importance of culturally responsive teaching practices and how it supports our English learners by valuing their cultural assets and strengthening connections between home and school. Creating inclusive and affirming learning environments celebrate diversity and promotes academic success for all students. Cultural influences shape how students perceive the world, interact with others, and learn in school. This includes values around authority, communication styles, and views on education. In some cultures, speaking up in class may be seen as disrespectful, while in others it is encouraged. As educators, understanding these cultural differences helps us interpret student behavior more accurately and respond with empathy rather than misjudgment. Understanding these cultural influences is the first step. The next step is developing cultural competence. Cultural competence focuses on the ability to successfully teach students who come from cultures other than our own. It entails developing certain personal and interpersonal awareness, developing certain bodies of cultural knowledge, and mastering a set of skills that, taken together, underline effective cross cultural teaching. Recognizing how the identities and cultural practices of students influence language development and learning fosters an environment where students feel safe and seen. Students' learning environment plays a key role in their language acquisition. For English learners, inclusive classrooms present visuals in multiple languages, flexible groupings that allow for peer support, and celebrate linguistic diversity. Incorporating culturally responsive practices into instruction, such as integrating culturally relevant texts, inviting students to share their traditions, or using examples that reflect their lived experiences, supports engagement and affirms their identity. English learners' cultural values and beliefs can be integrated into teaching and learning with texts, themes, and examples that reflect the culture's histories and lived experiences. When students see themselves in the curriculum, it increases motivation, comprehension, and critical thinking. For example, reading folk tales or informational texts from students' native countries validates their heritage and makes learning more meaningful. Developing projects and assignments that link content to real world experiences and family knowledge encourages students to analyze and evaluate different cultural viewpoints. Educators must also use culturally responsive teaching strategies to acknowledge the diverse strengths, needs, and identities of students, including those with special needs, those with varying proficiency in English levels, and students of diverse cultural backgrounds. Culturally responsive teaching is a research based approach that leverages students' assets, their cultures, languages, and life experiences to create rigorous student centered instruction. Differentiated instruction is key to meeting diverse learning needs. Educators can use visual aids, sentence frames, and graphic organizers to support language development, while also allowing multiple ways for students to demonstrate their understanding, such as through oral presentations, drawings, or hands on projects. Meeting the social and emotional needs of English learners is just as important as addressing their academic growth. Many English learner students face unique challenges such as adjusting to new cultural environments, separation from family, or trauma from immigration or displacement. Creating a safe, welcoming, and predictable environment is critical to helping them thrive. Strategies like daily emotional check ins, peer buddy systems, and consistent routines can help students feel secure and connected. Integrating social emotional learning into daily instruction through teaching collaboration, empathy, and self regulation further supports English learners' overall well being. All students bring funds of knowledge, which includes their background knowledge, experience, and skills, to their learning environment. These funds of knowledge can include the everyday experiences, cultural practices, skills, and values that students bring from their home and community. They may include storytelling, cooking, caregiving, religious practices, and diverse languages. By honoring their native languages and family narratives, educators validate students' identities, which creates a sense of belonging, reduces anxiety, and increases student engagement, supporting social and academic language acquisition. Culturally responsive educators recognize that students' assets are important and integrate them into instruction, thus creating more meaningful and relevant learning experiences, bridging the gap between school and home. While it will require additional time and effort, building a more personal relationship with English learner families early in the year will yield big dividends throughout the rest of the year. Partnerships with families of English learners are critical to student success. This begins by building trust and respect. Educators can employ communication in families' home languages through translated newsletters, bilingual websites, multilingual digital platforms like ClassDojo, and interpreters at meetings or events. Inclusive communication ensures all families can access important information and contribute their voices. Develop strategies for English learner families through community engagement, support, and highlighting the assets of their home language and culture. Cultivate community and school partnerships, offering workshops and resources tailored to families' needs and strengths, such as language development strategies parents can use at home or guidance on navigating the school system. Involving families in curriculum planning, school events, or decision making committees promotes meaningful partnership, and it is important to recognize and support home language development, not just English acquisition. Encouraging families to read, talk, and engage in cultural practices in their home language at home reinforces cognitive and linguistic development, which transfers to academic success in English. Collaborate with community organizations to extend support beyond school and connect families with legal aid, health care, ESL classes, job resources, and social services, strengthening the overall well being of English learner families. Student success is a shared responsibility between school and home. By creating an inclusive community, schools can create environments where families partner in the learning process and not only support English language development, but also foster academic achievement in English learners. Thank you.